The following video is one in a series on spiritual resilience training, a non-religious view of personal values and their dynamics with others. The contents reflect a variety of principles and practices of systems theory and relational counseling for team building and family resilience. Although the series is intended to support Army Corps values, each video also encourages the viewer to reflect on their current prominent values in specific situations and to consider what values may be more appropriate to means and results that are honorable and helpful with others. Chaplain Dillard initiates creating and posting these videos. Their contents and YouTube's linked videos do not necessarily reflect specific beliefs, practices, requirements, or endorsements of the Department of Defense, its subordinate organizations, or other groups with which Chaplain Dillard is affiliated. Welcome back. This is one in a mini-series on peer counseling so that you can be helpful to members of your family, members of your work team, your friends, in providing basic counsel, encouragement, equipping them with practical wisdom just to help them get through some difficult times. It's the job of every supervisor, parent, friend, very basic to most relationships. Today I'd like to talk about the 3 goals of peer counseling, and those are basically to discern their concern, their goal, and to make sure that they feel safe throughout that process. Now, we've already begun to talk in a previous video on assessing their concern. What is the nature of their interest? What are they valuing? And what is the level of intensity of that concern? You can look at previous videos to see that. We'll talk later about some techniques to make sure that they feel safe, meaning that they feel open enough to share with you honestly their feedback on how the conversation with you is going, what their thoughts and feelings are, their true goals, to peel the layers of the onion back, so to speak, so that there's real honesty and safety. And that'll be several videos in the future. But today I want to focus mostly on how to discern and choose goals with them. And I said that very intentionally, to discern their goals and to choose their goals with them. I like the abbreviation H2O because it reminds me that as we work with others in discerning and choosing goals, it must be honorable and helpful, that's the 2 H's, to their organization, meaning to them and the groups that they work with, their family, their work team, or whatever that organization is, but also they as an individual are an organization of parts. They are a head, a heart, and hand, so to speak, or they're thinkers, feelers, and doers. And so good peer counseling, no matter whether it's kind of first aid or much more advanced, should consider their beliefs, their emotions, and their actions, the whole person. So that's the organization part. What about the honorable and helpful part? Well, we have to think what is honorable, because we want to make sure that whatever their goal is also something that we buy into. Because if you try to help them with something that they want, but it's not one of your values, they're going to see through it very quickly. And they, in all likelihood, have many things that they value. They may want more honesty in a relationship. They may want more productivity at their work. They may want to feel like a greater person of integrity. They may want to be a better communicator. There's a million things that they might list in different layers and nuances and different levels of intensity. But you need to focus on the things that both of you honor, because then they will see that you have a genuine interest. You'll have some passion about it. You'll be able to do it as a person with integrity. You'll probably have some insights. And although peer counseling is not necessarily a lot of talking to them, in fact, it's much more listening to discern their concern and their goals and their sense of safety. But you want to make sure that you're both on that same journey together, from wherever they are now in their concern to where you're both going to go together, so that there is a sense of safety throughout. So that's the honorable part. The helpful part is very simply action. What do they need to do to move from where they are to where they want to be, and that they're able to sustain it by feeling safe throughout. Now, safe doesn't mean that there's no risk. Any change from where we are now moving forward always involves risk, because you're leaving where you are. You're leaving your comfort zone. But they need to do that in a way that is helpful. So micro steps sometimes, or baby steps. If you remember the movie What About Bob? If you haven't seen it, great movie about counseling. I'm half serious, I'm half kidding. Anyway, those are the three basic goals. Discerning their concern, choosing goals together, H2O, what is helpful, what is honorable and helpful to their organization, and making sure that they feel safe throughout. We'll go into more details about how to do some of those things later. Hope you find that helpful, and I'll see you next time. At the release date of this video, I am stationed with Research, Development, and Engineering Command, RDECOM, at Aberdeen Proving Ground, Maryland. Because the majority of our personnel are in this area, I spend most of my time here. I do, however, travel to our distant units based on command priorities and budget. I place these videos on YouTube for broad visibility to Army personnel and their families, but I hope the videos will be helpful to others too. If you are assigned to RDECOM and want to request specific topics by video, training on site or by VTC, or confidential counseling on site or by secure webcam, you can contact me at jeffrey.d.dillard.mil@mail.mil.